All right. Oh my God, there's so much to talk about. I don't know where to start. Brad, I've been on the radio for over 20 years, so I have been a huge fan. I started in alternative rock back in
Awesome.
Phoenix, and so I've been playing your music, and I can't believe it took over 20 years to actually interview you. I never had the opportunity to talk to you before in over 20 years.
I know. Well, it's nice.
Coming,
It's nice to finally talk to you.
I know, same here. So I have so many things to obviously talk about. Of course, first and most importantly is Three Doors Down doing their tour, coming here to Phoenix with Candlebox. That's July 18th.
Got all the
So,
good one show.
so that's crazy. So you're doing a sophomore tour. You're supporting that album from forever ago, Away from the Sun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for us, it was a really big record, and it had it had some really big songs on it, and so it gives us a chance to come back out and play the whole record and kind of revisit some things from the past and have a good time.
Yeah, I need to tell you that Here Without You, it does something to me. I can't explain it. It just completely melts me. And I have a friend who was in the Navy for a long time. And I don't know if that song is about someone, a soldier going into war or going overseas, because every time I hear that song, I would think of him because he was stationed in Hawaii and then he would always go to Afghanistan. I would think of him leaving his girlfriend and his family. Is that what that song is about?
Well, I'll tell you what, for a lot of our military, it became what it was about. And, for me, it was about going on tour. But, that's the thing about that song is it was about being away. But I think that everybody, I found out over the years that I really just, I didn't think that people left that much. I'm from a little town and everybody kind of stays. And, for me, that song was about going on tour. But I found out over the years that, man, people are away a lot, and it could be away for a month or a year or a week, and it's amazing to see how wide reaching and how many people could adapt that song to their life.
Correct. It 100%. I mean, just the second the song starts, it overwhelms me. It is incredible. So I know that you've played for so many soldiers and done a lot of shows overseas, but I did hear something in particular that was so special. Can you tell us what someone gave you once? A soldier actually gave you.
I've had soldiers give me a whole lot of things, but I've had a soldier give me his Purple Heart before. That was that was one of the greatest honors that I've ever been given, as an artist, and it was definitely meant more to me than any award or anything that you could ever give me. And I mean, I tried not to take it honestly because I'm like, man, you can't do that. And he's like,
Right.
yes, I can.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'm not gonna, I mean, I can't keep you from it. And I was just an incredibly honored.
Unbelievable. I can imagine you saying no. And now that you have it, is it displayed in a case or is it locked away in a drawer somewhere?
It was displayed in the case for a little while, but then I got to thinking, I was like, that's not one of those things. If I was gone or something, and then your house catch on fire or something like that I wouldn't want to get lost, and so it's in my safe.
Speaking of you being at home or locked away at home somewhere, I watched this thing that you did. It was a couple of years ago. It was At Home with Brad.
Uh-huh.
It was almost like MTV Cribs, but not. But you decided to do it by yourself.
I need somebody to come out here and film me. My wife tells me all the time, she's like, you need a TV show. I mean, it's just everyday stuff, but I live on a farm, so I'm out here on my skid steer or my four-wheeler or my tractor or something.
I saw all of that.
Yeah.
I loved it. You had your horses out there.
Mm-hmm. We have fun out here. I realized how much I don't want to say a hermit, but like a homebody I was in 2020 when like everything was like locked down.
Right.
And nothing really changed for me. I just didn't
in
have
Mississippi, right? Are you in Mississippi?
I'm in Tennessee. I live in
you're in Tennessee now. Okay. Tennessee. So on this big farm on your tractor with all your horses, right? So during COVID, did you end up like growing your own produce and doing your own farming?
No, I lived on this used to be an old cattle farm or something, though, and it's all these old fences and tree lines and stuff that were all grown up. And me and my wife got out there during 2020, and those long handled, short little blade loppers that for making cut for cutting small limbs and stuff. We wore out 4 pair of those things in 3 months. So we got out there doing some cutting.
Did you end up hanging out in the studio at all and making decide, I'm going to do more music? Or is that when you thought, I'm just going to tour from our older album and just do a hit tour?
Well, we done one for Away for the Better Life, and we said, well, we might as well do one for Away from the Sun too. The only song I wrote during COVID and all that was one that I was pretty upset with what was going on in the world, and I wrote just a solo song called Wicked Man, which is it's a pretty cool song. I still like it.
Wicked Man, is that released?
Yeah, it's it's streaming and everything. You
okay.
Can do it on YouTube, or it's on all the different streaming services.
I'll be looking that up immediately after we're done talking. I want to see what Wicked Man's all about.
It's not Three Doors Down, it's just Brad Arnold. But
okay.
I think it's a cool song.
Your band could get behind it. So while you're doing this tour, would you, strip down and say, hey guys, I wrote something during COVID, going to do this as a special treat?
Well, me and my drummer, who's actually a really good guitar player and very, very agreeable with me for music. We get each other musically a lot, and not everybody does. And as far as writing goes, even some people in your band, you might not get them like writing style. Sometimes they just don't line up. But Greg, I always say he's the drummer I would be if I was a better drummer. But me and him wrote a song that we actually do play for Three Doors Down now. It's a song called Favorite Part of My Heart. And it started out just a little kind of like country love song, but we just turned it into a rock song. And
awesome.
And it's fun to play and people like it.
There is a crossover. All those country folk want to be rockers. So,
that's right.
We've had them come to our side. Tell me about the TV series, the song that Three Doors Down was a part of.
Yeah, we filmed that here in Nashville not too terribly long ago out at TTL Farms, and that was a really fun experience. It all came together really nice. It looks good. It sounds good, and that was a fun day. It was the first time that we had played for a little bit there, and it's nice to go do something like that when you've been on a long break. It's like not in the middle of a big like hectic schedule or something where you're like, yeah, okay, we'll do this TV show and we'll like fly to somewhere tomorrow or something,
Right.
It was a cool experience. I enjoyed it.
Wow. I saw that I'm a huge Darius Rucker fan. So did you hang out with him? Was he part of the day you were there?
No, it was a different day. But
okay.
I've only ever met him once, but he was really nice.
He's a cool guy. He's fantastic. Well, that's cool. So can people watch? I know it was in March, but is it streaming now?
I think it is streaming. Maybe on the Circle it was on, and I would imagine if you go to threedoorsdown.com, there's probably a link from there to go.
Okay. All right. By the way, were you
better about that? But I don't.
Okay. No, it's fine. I'll find you. Were you part of the whole March Madness craziness? By the way, what happened? Are you into basketball? You don't care at all?
No.
What? Oh, okay. Because it was so lackluster. Don't worry about it. What happened last night in the?
I don't know anything about any sport.
I know. I'm a fair weathered fan, so it doesn't matter. I was just wondering if you were part of that. So
I'm outside like cutting grass or something.
Oh, by the way, I'm wearing this. I want our fans to know, your fans to know why I'm wearing this t-shirt. I'm wearing it in your honor.
I like Def Leppard now.
Tell me. Well, I know what the reason is, but I heard from a long time ago how you started when you were a kid. What made you want to be a rock star? And I know it has to do with this band and a certain video.
The Def Leppard Pour Some Sugar on Me live video.
Yeah.
Sure. It was all that like multi-level stage and stuff. And that drummer, I thought he was so cool because he could do it with one arm. And because I was just a drummer, I only became a singer because we didn't have a singer. And nobody half the time still believes that I'm a singer because they hear me talk. And but I've always loved Def Leppard. They've always been a great band. And I wish I would have seen that latest tour that they were on, but I didn't get a chance to see it.
Would you ever do a Def Leppard cover, since their music and that video is what just made you think I'm going to be a rock star now? I want to be just like them. If
there was a song that I could like sing right, I could. Hey, he's singing. He's kind of a different range than me.
I know. It is true. Your voice definitely doesn't sound like your singing voice. It's amazing.
No, it didn't.
I know. It's great. So listen, Candlebox, to wrap it up, I know you got to go, but Three Doors Down and Candlebox. Candlebox, I heard, is their last tour. So you grab them to perform last. This is like their farewell to everybody.
Yeah, it's I tell you what, it's an honor to have them on their farewell tour, because I've been a Candlebox fan their whole career. I mean, their first record I can sing probably backwards, and they were one of the first. They weren't my first band to see live when I was a teenager, but they were one of my first bands to see live, and they were one of the first band I'll ever walk away from thinking, man, they were good. And so I've you know, and known Kevin and for a long time, and we've played several shows together, but we've never toured together. And so it's an honor to have those guys out. It's going to be a great show, and I mean it's a lot of hits in the set, because we're going to play our Way from the Sun record, but then we're going to play all those songs people know too, just kind of sprinkle throughout it. And I can, you know, I was saying it the other day to somebody. It's nice to go out on tour and know that it's somebody that I want to stand on side of the stage and listen to, you know, because
that's amazing.
You don't always, you know, and I mean, you're always friends, but you might not be somebody that you've always like been a fan of, you know, and so that'd be cool.
That's what's amazing between Candlebox and Three Doors Down, the hit after hit after hit. It's, you know, sometimes when people go to shows, they love going to see cover bands because they're going to see all the songs that they already know and they love to sing along to. So I feel like that's what this is, seeing this tour.
It's a lot of songs, you know.
Right. It's everything. Oh, that's so amazing. And I should tell you that. So the Three Doors Down Candlebox show for everyone, again, July 18th, Arizona Financial Theater. Thank God it's inside. I can't stand when bands come to Arizona in the middle of the summer and they choose to do it at an outdoor amphitheater, but you will be in the air conditioning, this amazing venue.
Now, look, I love playing outdoor shows. But I don't want to play an outdoor show in Phoenix in July. I don't want to do that.
You do not.
Ooh, I've done that. It's like we used to play. I think the first time we ever played in Phoenix was at Cooperstown. And
wow, Alice Cooperstown.
Yeah, and it had all those misters, and so we played outside under like the patio or something. It had all those misters and stuff, and I was so. At first, I was like, I'd never even been anywhere that needed those things. So this is my first time that I was on them, and I was like, oh, thank God for these things.
Right. That's how it is in the summer. I know it's brutal. So thank gosh, I'm glad you're coming here. You'll be very happy to roll up into the Arizona Financial Theater. So absolutely. Brad, such an honor to talk to you. 20 years in the making of me waiting to meet you in person. Thank you. Well, almost in person. You get what I'm saying.
Yep.
Really, really special to talk to you, Brad.
Thank you for having me today. And thank you for your time. And thank you.
Thanks for your time as well. We'll see you in July.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.